just a brainstorm list of ways to build in scarcity and urgency for an evergreen offer. How can I make sure that you buy it today versus tomorrow versus a year from now versus until you forget that it's even available? Actually, the first thing on my list was close the cart. If people are like, if I can't buy this tomorrow, then I have to buy it today. I don't have a choice. But looking at other ways to build that in without closing the cart. Today, I just finished my latest sales page. It took me probably about 4 days of working on it to bring it to a point where I could finally share it. It's for my Facebook Ads Premium Plus offer. So that offer has been on the market. It's just that I wanted to build in a sales page for my ads so that I could actually capture my leads. So I use Kajabi, right? And for Kajabi, in order for your checkout page to have like individual code on it so that you can actually put in the pixel that says, hey, this whoever reaches this page is a lead, you cannot do that per individual page. You can only do it on every single checkout page. And I don't want for every checkout page that I have to flag somebody as a lead. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I have to create a sales page, because prior to that, I was really just selling an email. Like my email was my sales page on most cases, right? Which I think it's really good to share that, because some people will hold back because they think they need this full complete funnel all together, landing page for your lead magnet, a sales page, a checkout page, an email sequence before they can get started. And you really don't. Honestly, to get started, you probably do need a landing page for your lead magnet. So they have some place to opt in automatically. Otherwise, people are emailing you individually asking for your lead magnet. You don't want that. But they need a place to opt in. And truthfully, you can send them to a thank you page. You can send them to your checkout page. It's not super effective, but why not? So that they can at least see what you have to offer. But a sales page, it's kind of that buffer. It's like that squeeze page between your lead magnet opt-in and your checkout that really kind of gives them more information without like directly putting the sale, in their face. So anyway, with all that said, I finally finished my sales page, and I love it. It's pretty good.
It's so far a masterpiece, if I do say so myself.
I mention those pieces because you don't have to have all of that to get started. Just have a lead magnet, landing page, a thank you, and at least one email to welcome them in. So the next piece that I was working on that I thought was really important, because here's the thing, my sales page is super duper evergreen, meaning I don't plan to close it down. And not just because I spent 4 days on it, because truthfully, 4 days, it used to take me weeks to create a whole sales page, at least one that was good. But it's not because I'm like, oh, I spent all this time, I don't want to close the cart. It's that Facebook ads is something that people need all the time. I don't want you to have to wait. So if someone just kind of found out about me, today, and they need Facebook ads today, I want them to be able to get it today. I don't want them to have to wait until my cart reopens in the fall or something, that it needs to always be available. But people also need a way to be encouraged to make a decision, because if they don't have to make a decision today about making a purchase, it's going to go on the back burner. Why do it today when I can do it tomorrow, right? Where's the urgency in making me have to do it today? Because most people prioritize things. And if there's no reason for people to make a purchase of your offer today, then maybe they won't. Maybe they don't consider that top priority. So I was making a list, just a brainstorm list of, it's this page here, of ways to build in scarcity and urgency for an evergreen offer. Meaning you can always buy my program, but how can I make sure that you buy it today versus tomorrow versus a year from now versus until you forget that it's even available, right? Because people will forget, not on purpose, but just because they didn't do it. So I'll share with you a couple of things. Actually, the first thing on my list was close the cart. That's such a common one and such an easy one and a big one. If people are like, if I can't buy this tomorrow, then I have to buy it today. I don't have a choice, right? But, looking at other ways to build that in without closing the cart, So for example, building in limited bonuses, meaning, maybe this bonus expires. The bonus has to be something though that does not limit their success, meaning with or without that bonus, they can still be successful. So then you have to sit down and think, what are some really good, valuable things that I could build in that people perceive as valuable, but would not hinder them from being successful if this bonus disappears, right? So then you sit down and you brainstorm that and build that out. Of course, there's always like the sales and the deals, because those are usually temporary. So you think of holiday deals or flash sales. But my theory is to use those sparingly, because you don't want to be constantly lowering your price to a point where people no longer value or treasure your offer at its real price. Okay, because they're just waiting for the next flash sale, because you do a flash sale every other week or every week or whatever. So they're just trying to wait for the best one versus just paying for what it currently is. I used to do that with furniture. So if you ever are in need of like a new couch or a table set, a kitchen set, whatever, and you like rooms to go, they always run a holiday sale. So every month, pretty much, you can find a holiday and they're going to have a sale for you. So never pay full price at Rooms to Go, because there's a sale around the corner. You're welcome. So if you do those, don't do them a lot, simply because if you chose a price, that price is there for a reason. It's there to sustain your business, to sustain you for running the business, and to really prop up the value of what that course really offers. And truthfully, it's probably 10 times more valuable than what you're charging. So why would you then lower the price so often that you're not even getting a tenth of what it's worth, So there's that. And then one other way that you could do this, and I've got, again, a whole page. There's just a few of these that I'm sharing with you, but let's say if you just wanted to offer a live version of your course, or, now obviously, like, I teach Facebook ads. So could we sit down together and create a Facebook ad or load your ad up on the platform? Maybe. But ideally, maybe that would look more like fleshing out the marketing for the ad and everything around it, or even like a group coaching. So you could do a limited time to where you're like, I'm only doing this once a year, where I actually do this whole, group coaching delivery of it, or for a limited number of people, or both. You limit the time and you limit the number of people that can come in, which is great, because then it kind of saves the integrity of the program. If you have 100 people in there, can you really help 100 people? I've been part of group programs where there were 200 people on the call, and so you really get like 2 minutes worth of support, which is fine. But when I did my membership and people would come on the call, they would always be apologizing, like, I'm so sorry, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I'm like, why? Take as much time as you like. I built this way for a reason, so that you could get your questions answered. So when you limit the number of people, it does allow you to help them at a deeper level, because you're not trying to pump through questions so fast just to be able to get to everybody. But the group coaching, particularly for my program, could even look like, for several weeks after you've done the training and got your ads up, we can be coming back together and looking at your results and thinking about what needs to be tweaked. What do your metrics look like? Let's look at your metrics together. So there's just different ways that we could build that in. Ultimately, the VIP coaching that I offer right now, the one-on-one, is to get you started quickly. That is mostly for beginners, because likely you don't have this full funnel fleshed out. And if you do, maybe it's not working so great. Maybe that's why your course sales aren't what they should be. But I definitely want to make sure that your sales and marketing funnel is where it needs to be in terms of being able to communicate your message properly and for it to be aligned with your course before you start pumping money, right behind it, a Facebook ad into it, because you at least want to have a chance to convert those cold leads to buyers right away. And then the rest of them, no matter what, you're just going to have to warm them up anyway through your email sequence. And so I help you to get all of that together on our VIP call. And the great thing about that is we show up as partners, you and I. So while I am your coach and I coach you through the marketing, my word does not weigh any more than your word. It is your business, and you have a responsibility to that, right? You have to then while I bring all the marketing experience and knowledge and expertise, you have to bring the expertise of your business. No matter how long you've been in business, it is yours, and that is your responsibility to know different pieces, like what does your audience want, need, resonate with, right? And if you don't know those things yet, that's okay. I have good questions to ask you to help you bring that to the surface, but that will ultimately be your responsibility, because the success of your business is ultimately your responsibility. So there's just some pieces that I'll never know as well as you, because you work in your business every day and I work in mine every day. So on that VIP call, I do make sure that your marketing is at a point where I feel like you could feel confident about spending money on ads and sending them through there. It doesn't mean that you're never going to have to tweak it, or that there are no improvements. Even in my own marketing, that is true for me. That is true for every single business. Every single campaign is an experiment. I don't care if you are McDonald's and you have been marketing for decades, okay? Every campaign is an experiment. You have to put it out there to see if that works. But as you continue to to create campaigns, you will get the experience on the back end, right? Because there is no replacement for that experience. And you can say, well, we've tried that before and that definitely didn't work. But this over here is a lot closer to something that we've done in the past with our marketing that actually did work. So I think we have a better chance of success, right? And you coming in as a beginner, you don't have that experience yet. So I'm going to bring the experience to get you jump started, so that you can get some marketing experience, so you can get some leads and some people kind of flooding through to your business, where you can ask them questions and start to survey them and say, hey, what do you want, need, resonate with, right? Actually have people on your email list to talk to about those things. So anyway, just wanted to share with you some things that are definitely worth reviewing and working in digital marketing, which is, it's definitely okay to have an evergreen sales funnel, right? Meaning it's just constantly running. But what are some ways that you can build in that scarcity and urgency, right? That is just basic marketing and economics, supply and demand. How is it that you get people to actually pay you money so that you can continue to run your business? That is definitely worth you sitting down and thinking about with your current offer. And if you are ready to partner with me, that is also something that we can build in to get all of those pieces of your offer ready, so that as you are driving traffic to it, on the back end what you're going to do to get people to make a buying decision. All right, glad to share with you.